Hi Alchemist, happy November full moon. The November full moon is in Taurus and in Aries. This super full moon is charged with breakthrough energy. This is a big breakthrough point for all of us because at the beginning of 2024, the first 5 new moons were all super new moons, amplifying that new beginning energy, the new cycle. And now we're ending 2024 with 4 consecutive super full moons. Full moons represent closures. Now you are at this big closure point in your journey because this is the last super full moon of this consecutive super full moon cycle. Also because on the same day as the November super full moon in Taurus and Aries, we have Saturn, the planet of karma, going direct and ending its retrograde. This super full moon in November is charged with a lot of powerful astrology, and the 3 themes of this November full moon are excitement, enlightenment, and expansion. So in this video, we're going to explore these themes. We're going to explore the different astrological impacts, which are very powerful because they're all connected to these themes of breakthroughs and new beginnings, which is what we've all been asking for. We've all been crying for change, and now it's finally here. We're also going to explore different full moon rituals that you can do based on the guidance of Goddess Quan Yin. Hey, welcome. If you're new here, my name is IamSolTara. I'm a medium and I share alchemy practices from Atlantis and from ancient Egypt. If that resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. So the way that I come up with these energy updates is I sit with my guides and I ask them, what are the most important astrological insights for this full moon? What is the most important ways that the collective can work with this full moon energy? So what I'm going to go through are channeled messages from Goddess Quan Yin, from my guides, and we're going to explore different rituals that you can do with this Taurus November full moon. To prepare for this video, I went to a temple in Bangkok, Thailand, in Chinatown. This is a temple dedicated to Goddess Quan Yin. Goddess Quan Yin is the goddess of compassion, love, healing, and of the sea. She is a Bodhisattva, which is someone who has entered the path of Buddhahood, basically someone who is a stream enterer and has already become awakened, enlightened, and has the ability to end their reincarnation cycle. However, a Bodhisattva refuses to end that cycle until all beings end their suffering. And so it's such a deep, profound love that Goddess Quan Yin has for humanity and for all beings. And we're going to explore some of the messages that she shared. I'm also going to share a group reading from Goddess Quan Yin using a Chinese divination practice so that you can get more guidance on your path. The very first message that Quan Yin shared for our group is become aware of your power to stay in alignment despite the turbulent waters going on around you. And if you're not familiar with Goddess Quan Yin's story, she went through a lot of hardship. Her family was killed, her village was pillaged, and she had been sexually assaulted. And so she went through this deep healing journey where she had to develop a deep sense of compassion with herself and with others to reclaim her power. And this is what taught her to be in this loving space of compassion, and that's how she healed herself and liberated herself from all of the different traumatic events she had while she was a human on earth. Goddess Quan Yin definitely understands the turbulent waters that we're all moving through. Right now, you may be experiencing turbulence in your family relationships, in your romantic relationships, in your finances, in your health, or in your career. Obviously, the whole world is in a turbulent state right now as we're going through this huge transformational process. But for all of us, it's going to look different. Goddess Quan Yin is reminding us to create alignment by focusing on our internal world so that we can move through this turbulent period with more stability. And what's fascinating is that this super full moon is just happening 4 days after the 11/11 portal. The 11/11 portal was a portal for activation of your spiritual growth, evolution, and enlightenment. So even though it's based on the Gregorian calendar and it's a numerological portal because it's the 11/11 master number that's being activated, that portal is still active and it's still going to be influencing us over the next few days, even into the full moon. Because if you think about water, let's say that you're throwing rocks and skipping them in a pond. When you see little ripples, the little ripples, when they start to get close to each other, they merge together and they form a giant ripple. So the 11/11 portal of alignment, that's what number 1 represents in numerology, that is overlapping and merging and amplifying with this super full moon portal. Every single full moon and new moon is a portal in and of itself. And that's why we'll feel this super full moon energy peak 5 days before and after November 15th when it happens. Oftentimes you will see Goddess Quan Yin represented pouring a vase of water out because she's the goddess of water, the goddess of the sea. So when I was asking her what that meant, she was saying that we have to become these empty vessels where we allow the higher self, the soul's essence, to flow through us, and we allow that divinity of power, of creativity, of love, of compassion to just flow through us. Because if you're not empty and you're holding on to belief systems and perspectives that are keeping you stuck, you won't allow your true essence to flow through. Work with this super full moon energy to allow yourself to release any stuck energy relating to the belief systems and perspectives that you're holding, so you can really be an empty vessel for the divine wisdom that you hold to channel and pour through you. Just like water is flowing through, but we build dams to stop that water from flowing through. That's what your perspectives are. That's what your belief systems are. So make sure that you are dissolving those dams that are blocking you from pouring your divine truth, creativity, intelligence, love through. Building on this theme of flow through change. This is a super full moon in Taurus and Aries. Taurus doesn't like change. Taurus likes stability. Taurus likes groundedness in the familiar. However, everything is in a constant state of change, so flow through that change with grace. Of course, water represents that divine current flow, just like the rivers flow, the ocean's waters flow. And this is actually beyond the element of water, which is what Goddess Quan Yin represents. But if you think about air, your breath, the air is always flowing in and out of you. If you think about fire, the flame, the heat is always circulating around the flame. If you think about Mother Earth is also flowing through change. We think about the earth as being a solid, stable element. However, if you look at Mother Earth, this giant living consciousness, she flows through winter, she flows through spring, she flows through summer and fall. So she's flowing through the change. And similarly, you have to flow through the change, especially right now, as there's no way we can resist the change. The world is meant to be changing right now. We're starting and ending a 12,000, a 26,000, a 2,100-year-old cycle right now. All these cycles of change are happening now. And so change is going to be a constant in this material plane. And remember the higher truth. In the universe, the only constant is change, because the universe is always expanding. If you want to learn how to work with fire, water, air, and earth in a deeper way, if you want to learn how to heal yourself and practice high magic using the elements, I invite you to check out our alchemy workshop coming up very soon. In this alchemy workshop, you will learn ancient Egyptian alchemy practices so that you can transform yourself using the elements. If you want to join us for that upcoming workshop, you can get more information in the description of this video. Right now, we're all getting ready for the holidays and to meet up with our families, whether that's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, or another holiday that you're celebrating. And here are some relationship tips from Goddess Quan Yin. Focus on any relationships that you're having trouble with and sit down with a person and ask and build a strong base together. Because as we're moving through these turbulent changes, as you're moving maybe through some turbulent times in your own romantic, in your friendship, in your family relationships, you and this other person need to build a strong base together. That's what Quan Yin shared. And you have to hold this strong foundation in this base that will keep you afloat despite the turbulent changes that are happening. And that requires effort from both sides. And you too, holding this strong base together is what is going to deepen your bond, because it's going to deepen the trust that you have with each other and the connection. For this super full moon in November, we're hosting a ritual and meditation with Goddess Quan Yin, where you will heal your relationships and create more harmony in your relationships. We're going to focus on romantic, friendships, family relationships overall. And I cannot wait for you to connect with Goddess Quan Yin, because she truly feels like this blanket of bliss all around you, where there is no judgment. Remember, she's the goddess of compassion, and she doesn't judge your shadows. She doesn't judge the ego mindsets or actions that you have taken. You're in this space where you can truly witness the grief, the pain, the suffering, the insecurities that you're experiencing. And so she creates this safe space so that you can see all of the different heart chakra blocks that you're holding on to, so that you can finally break through those and experience a deeper form of love for yourself. She teaches us how to have more compassion for ourselves and for others by unlocking any of the heart chakra heart blocks that we have. In this ritual meditation, we're going to do an alchemy ritual with her, and at the end you'll be able to ask her questions so that you can receive guidance and clarity for how to move forward and have more nurturing relationships. If you want to join us for this special full moon ritual and meditation, you can find more information in the description of this video. We host these monthly full moon rituals every month. The second message from Goddess Quan Yin was about not being consumed by the distractions and the densities of this 3D material world. When we are too stressed, when we're too worried, when we're getting sucked up into the drama of this 3D material game and all of the different games the Matrix plays, we are not being present. And the present is where you create alignments. The present is when you're manifesting. When you are present, that is when you are fully in your power, because we create in the present moment. So one way that you can change your dynamics with this and not getting sucked into the 3D plane, because you didn't reincarnate to get sucked into to-do lists, to get sucked into job politics, and to get sucked into family drama. You reincarnated to learn the fact that you are pure love, that you are this powerful divine creator. You were created in the image of God, source, spirit, creation, the universe itself. And so you have to come back to remembering this deep truth, which is the truth beyond this material plane. Goddess Quan Yin shared this practice that you can do. So try this out during this full moon. Set a timer on your phone. Set an alarm that will ring every 5 minutes. And every time that your alarm rings, become aware of your thoughts. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about the future? Are you stressed? Are you worrying about other things? And then focus on your breath to bring yourself back into the present, to bring yourself back into alignment. And this will help you to return back to this higher truth of why you truly chose to reincarnate here on earth. Try this practice out for 21 days because it takes 21 days for you to stick with a new habit, and the new habit is just being more aware and being aware of the fact that you're not here to be consumed by the worries and stressors of this 3D plane. Because we're going through so much turbulence and change and living in such a chaotic society right now, I wanted to share 2 mudras that you can use during this full moon that will help you to create more stability, more calmness in yourself. So Goddess Quan Yin, she has 2 main mudras that she appears with in paintings. One of the mudras is this. So in this mudra, when I was asking her what it represents, I actually felt the energy flowing from my fingers down my hand, down my arm, and into all of my body. So this stimulates the circulation of energy in your body. So remember, just like a river's flowing, if there's a dam, the river won't be able to flow through that dam. And so doing this mudra will help you to stimulate not just the circulation in your body, but also doing this will help you to dissolve any blocks, any energy blockages that you're having in your body, any stagnant energy that's stuck there. Remember, our emotions tend to get stuck in our bodies. So you can do this while you're in meditation, or you can do this while you're going for a walk. The other mudra that Quan Yin is often represented with is the Apana mudra, which is this. It looks like the rock star symbol. This Apana mudra is used for building patience. It's also used for purification. So if you need to detox your body, this is a good mudra to hold. If you need to cultivate patience, remember this super full moon is going to be a lot of powerful energy because super full moons are closer to the earth, so we'll feel their energy more. So it is also in Aries, which is very fiery and impulsive, so this will help you to cultivate patience. What's so cool about this mudra, it's so perfectly aligned with this super full moon because this connects you with the fire, with the earth, and with the ether elements. So this super full moon in tropical astrology, it's in the earth sign of Taurus. In sidereal Vedic astrology, it's in the fire sign of Aries. So it helps us to balance that and connects us with the etheric energy as well. So this is a good mudra to detoxify yourself. Currently, we're in very divisive times. Division is being used as a war tactic. We're being divided across religions, sexes, genders, sexual preferences, political parties, and know that this is a war tactic. We are in spiritual warfare. We've been in spiritual warfare for hundreds of years, thousands of years. If you look at all of the religious texts, they all talk about this battle between good and evil. And so this has been always a common thing, but now it's time for us in this age of Aquarius to transcend this need to always be in a state of warfare, of battle, good versus bad, them versus us. But it's time for us to transcend that. And Goddess Quan Yin was expressing the need for you to be radiating love, obviously for yourself, and be at peace with all parts of you, because if you're at war internally, of course you're going to be at war externally. But she really stressed the fact that we have to radiate love with everyone around us. The media, different political people are pushing us towards, oh, these are the bad people, oh, these are the ones causing these issues in our countries. But you have to open your heart and you have to love everyone, regardless of their race, their sexuality, what they look like, regardless of their belief systems, their political stances. You have to be that example and that pillar of radiating compassion, because once you do that, you help to create a bridge between the division, and that's what we're here to do. And not only is this the way to transcend this dualistic notion of good versus bad, light versus dark, but also this will allow you to live in more harmony with your environment around you. Nearly always, Goddess Quan Yin is depicted with dragons. And I wanted to ask her, what's her relationship to the dragons? Why are dragons always showing up in her temples and in her paintings? And so when I asked her this question, she explained to me that they both have a relationship that nourishes them in different ways. For example, Goddess Quan Yin has this unique ability to connect with water, and she's able to connect with the water of life, the etheric water, if you want to think about it, sort of like the cosmic nectar of life, and this life force via the water. And so in the paintings, you'll see that she's pouring her vase of this water of life into a dragon's mouth. And so she's able to give life force and vitality in this water of life to dragons. And dragons have their own strength where they are able to spread the messages, the energy from Quan Yin's compassion and love and healing energy everywhere, because dragons, they're super huge creatures, and they can travel across the universe very quickly. So that is how they nourish and support one another's missions. And this also just helps you to understand relationships in a deeper way. How can all of the relationships in our lives have this harmonious, also nourishing aspect where we are supporting each other's missions in this deep way and in a natural, organic way? Me and my wife Honey, we wanted to do an offering at the temple of Quan Yin, and we wanted to make an offering for the guardians. So we did this offering for all of our Golden Age Alchemy community. So if you're watching this, that's for you as well. And what we did is we wrote this message on this red candle with a dragon depiction on it, and just making this offer for the guardians, because dragons, they are these massive creatures, but they are also very ancient creatures who have protected our earth, who have protected our universe from many different distortions. If you actually see, the dragons are always seen protecting this egg. This is the cosmic egg. Dragons birth planets, and so they are protecting us because they're the ones who gave birth to planets. Dragons are very strong, they're extremely powerful, and they're always honoring the truth. They're protectors of the truth overall, that true cosmic truth, not the artificial matrix, but they're protectors of this divine matrix that governs everything across the universes. So they have this really sacred role, and that's why we wanted to make this offering for them, because they've been protecting us for millennia. And so this is the offering we did for our Golden Age Alchemy community after we did a group reading. So I asked Goddess Quan Yin, what is the most important thing for our community to become aware of? When I asked this question, I used a Chinese divination practice to get the answer. Within Chinese spiritual practices, oftentimes in Quan Yin temples, you will see these sticks, and these sticks are held within this container. So basically you ask your questions and then you shake the container. The sticks all have a number written on them, and then when you leave the temple, you'll get the paper slip of what that number represents, what that reading was. And this is the reading that we received for you, for our Golden Age Alchemy family. If any of you speak Thai or Mandarin, please let us know the translation in the comments. This is the Google translation of this, so just be mindful that this may not be 100% accurate. This was number 19. 1 in numerology represents new beginnings, and 9 in numerology represents ending and completion, which is exactly what this full moon is about. So I love that synchronicity. This is our reading. The 9th leaf, the sacred Buddha. Mantra sends light, luck, and fortune follow you. Your good deeds are abundant, and good people respond to your kindness. The matter of fortune and results is as desired. As your heart desires, your merit and power respond to you clearly. This case is not a problem. You will definitely win. Greetings. And then the side thing, which is kind of hard to read, is looking for mother in Shouchang. If any of you know what Shouchang means, let me know in the comments. There are spiritual gods in the 10 directions of Buddhism. Disasters and disasters are not the same. The red sun always shines in the sky. And I think this is fascinating because this super full moon is in Taurus, and Taurus influences the root chakra in a very deep way. The reading then says, there are also noble people coming to the house. Interpretation: if your home is safe and you seek wealth, things will gradually become auspicious as your plans will come true. So I love the synchronicity here because we are entering holiday season. Many of us are going to be inviting loved ones into our homes, or we're going to be going to see our loved ones. And so the home is going to be a safe space for you. And if it's not, then go find a home that is safe for you. Seek out communities, and all of you are welcome as part of our Golden Age Alchemy Soul family. I don't care what religion you are, I don't care what nationality you are. Know that you are welcome here as you are, without any mask and without any labels. If you want to connect further with Goddess Quan Yin and ask her questions directly that you may have, I invite you to join our full moon ritual and meditation. You can sign up and get more information in the description of this video. Now let's jump into the astrology. This is a super full moon in Taurus in tropical astrology, and Taurus connects us with our body. Taurus is an earth sign that really helps us to ground in a deeper way and create stability in our lives. One of the ways that you can create more stability in your life is by becoming more grounded and connected to your body. Be compassionate with your body during this super full moon. Remember, super full moons are more intense, they're more powerful, and so you might feel extra tired. You may also feel extra anxious, or your sleep patterns will be disturbed because the moon will be closer to Earth. So be compassionate with your body, listen to what it's trying to tell you, and remember, your body knows how to heal itself. Your body knows how to come back into balance, but it's your responsibility to listen to your body. Taurus also represents the root chakra, and the root chakra is something that all of us need to focus on more now, because as we're moving through change, the root chakra becomes sometimes blocked and imbalanced. So over these next 5 years, all of us are going to require more focus and more effort into balancing and strengthening and keeping our root chakra open and healthy. Taurus also governs finances, so be mindful of any insights of any different changes that are coming up around your finances around 5 days before and after the full moon. In Vedic sidereal astrology, this super full moon is in Aries. Aries is a fire sign that represents life force, vitality, so work with that excitement to be excited and actually welcome the change that's coming into your life. Work with this Aries energy of also being bold about the changes that you need to make into your life, about the things that you need to bring closure into your life so that you can move forward into a new cycle. But remember that Aries can be very impulsive, so balance that impulsiveness with the stability and groundedness that Taurus brings in. On the same day as this super full moon, Saturn, the Lord of karma, structure, discipline, goes direct. So anything that you've been working through since June, usually Saturn is the disciplinarian, so we are forced to really work through challenges. So you may have experienced different challenges in your life since June, and these are going to become much more smoother. You'll start to experience breakthroughs in these areas. Saturn goes direct in Aquarius in Vedic astrology, and what this means is that Aquarius is inviting you to be more authentic, to be more unique and express yourself. Once you embody those principles, then you'll experience your breakthrough. And in tropical Western astrology, this Saturn direct happens in Pisces, so your breakthrough will happen in your intuition, learning to trust your intuition more. Your intuition will expand more. That's the type of breakthrough that you can experience with Saturn going direct. Venus, who is the ruler of Taurus, is going to be squaring the nodes of fate during this super full moon, which is going to amplify this energy of destiny, of new beginnings, of the next path forward, of breakthroughs, right? Breaking through a new chapter in our lives. So right now, it's really important for you to sit with and assess what are the things that you actually want. And that's what this 11/11 portal, which happens just a few days before the super full moon, was asking us to do. And it's still asking us to do this, because remember, that portal's still open. Where do you need to create alignment in your life so that you can be aligned with the soul truth, with your higher self truth, that North Star that is going to dictate what your soul actually wants in this incarnation? Well, not what society has programmed you to want, not what your parents have programmed you to want. Sit with this Venus energy to reflect on what is it truly that you want. And the super full moon and Uranus are aligned. It's just off by just 1 degree. Uranus is the planet that represents breakthroughs. It represents innovation, being unique, being a genius. So we're all geniuses in our own different ways. So this is your moment to embrace that, to jump into your breakthrough by connecting with the genius inside of you. The expansive aspect of Uranus is breaking through by being inventive, by being innovative. And the period that we're entering right now, it's sort of like riding a roller coaster. So when you're riding a roller coaster, right before you go down, you feel the sense of excitement as your stomach's about to drop. Before the stomach drops, then it gets scary. That's part of a breakthrough. A breakthrough means that you're leveling up, you're moving out of your old snake skin. A breakthrough can be scary at first because you're moving out of your comfort zone into a new version of you. To prevent the scary part of the stomach drop, work with that Taurus energy to create stability in your body. And really focus on the excitement part of the heart drop as you're riding the roller coaster. It's really fun and it's exciting. So focus on that to create innovative change in your life, to really trigger this breakthrough moment for you. Something that will help you with that is connecting with the Aries courage. Aries is very bold, it's innovative, so focus on creating the stability with Taurus, and then Aries to take that jump, to bring in that excitement, that boldness. On November 19th, just a few days after the super full moon, Pluto finally stations in Aquarius. This is a huge event because the last time this happened was 200 years ago. So we're going to experience many different impacts as a result of this change. So throughout the year, Pluto has been going in and out of Aquarius, back and forth. So think about what relationship, what project, what belief systems have you been going in and out of? Like you're putting 1 foot out, 1 foot in the relationship, 1 foot out of your current job, 1 foot into your future job. So now is the time for you to put both feet into the relationship, jump all in or end that relationship. Now is the time for you to put both feet, all of your focus, go all in into that project, into that new job, into the new belief system that you've been going back and forth in, because you're going to be supported with this action that you're taking. Because remember, this is a full moon full of breakthroughs. And connect with the Aries energy to give you the courage to go all in with your 2 feet. The full moon and Uranus are trining Pluto, so we're definitely gonna see something happen on the global stage. Something big is going to happen, and expect a shakeup. But remember Goddess Quan Yin's advice: do not be consumed by the material world. So work with the Taurus energy to create stability despite the shocking event that's going to happen, because that's what Uranus represents. Uranus represents shocking events, things shaking up, surprises. I hope to see you at our full moon ritual and meditation with Goddess Quan Yin, or at our alchemy workshop that's coming up very soon. You can get more information in the description of this video about those two events. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for subscribing. Let me know in the comments, what is the breakthrough that you're experiencing right now in your life, or what is the breakthrough that you need in your life? Because as you share it in a written form in a public forum like YouTube, then when people see it, it's going to also manifest that for you. And remember, in your relationships, as you're going back to see your families, your loved ones, you have to discern what energy is yours and what energy is the other person's. If you need help discerning what energy is yours and what emotions is yours and what is someone else's, watch this video that will help you with that. I'm wishing you an incredible super full moon. Much love, alchemists.